That's a fucking interception. Let's go, baby. God,
There's tons in here.
I know. I'm actually. Are you feeling good?
Oh yeah.
I'm feeling good. AJ, get over here.
Do you have the shotgun knife?
Yeah. Shotgun knife is in hand. This great Swiss Army.
Schultz on banners.
Crack him if you got him. Woo! CanFan podcast. If Diggs gets another. If Dig gets another one, we are going to be feeling good.
Minneapolis, Minnesota for the Vikings Cowboys game.
Crack him if you got him.
Son. Shit. That thing's dope, man.
I love it.
You want Sam Williams? Sam Williams? I want a linebacker, but Let's go, Cowboys! Let's go, Cowboys! Let's go, Cowboys! Cowboys CanFan, baby! Let's go, son! Crack 'em if you got 'em!
Welcome to Minnesota. Podcast, we talk about us arriving here, our trip, what we're going to be doing in the next week or so, and we asked...
Crack him if you got him, son!
Let's go. How about them Cowboys?
Crack him if you got him! Yeah! Let's go, baby!
Please hit him. Somebody punch him, please.
Hey, you want one of these? Coors?
You got a yellow belly, you knew exactly what
I know, you were looking me up and down. I knew what you wanted. You want a banquet?
Yes.
Crack him if you got him!
Jerry, pick us up, Jerry. We're not worthy.
Cowboys CanFan.
Cowboys can't.
Like Canadian fan, CanFan.
Oh,
Cowboys CanFan.
love Canada.
Yeah.
I'll look you up.
Awesome, thanks, brother. Take care, man. And look, that's how you get subscribers. And nowadays, it's a dog-eat-dog world. It's a dog-eat-dog world. We got to go on the street to get subscribers now.
I'll be like, there'll be a guy at the grocery store, and I'll hear him say something about Facebook. I'm like, oh, you do Facebook? You ever heard of CanFan? At Cowboys CanFan. Have you ever checked us out at Cowboys CanFan on any major platform? Because we're on all of them.
Dude, go to tiktok.com/@CowboysCanFan.
We have a channel, yeah.
What's your channel?
Cowboys CanFan.
I'm gonna watch that. I'm
Cowboys
from Puerto Rico.
CanFan. We're from Canada, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's CanFan on his shirt there.
I'm gonna watch that when I go on.
Yeah, do it. You guys will be on our YouTube.
Can I come all the way from Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico? Hell yeah.
See, that's
Son of a bitch.
Let's go. We're gonna be cracking them if we got them, baby. Let's go. Not often are you gonna have the Vegas Strip shut down like this, so we're gonna take advantage of it. And we're gonna shotgun one for you, son. Crack them if you got them, son. Woo!
Walking crack?
Crack them if you got them, son.
You got Raleigh, come on.
I've never met a real.
You know how I feel about this song on losses. I hate it. I hate this. This song hits so nicely after a win, and it has even more like it's like a double negative effect when we lose. Like, trying to make me feel happy. It's not working. It's like an ironic laugh when I laugh, right? I'm laughing because what else do you do? What else do you do after that? I'm looking over at Clayton, the devil fuck over there.
I agree, man. It's such an unacceptable loss.
Yeah.
That what do you do?
What do you do? What? And again, it's these ones that we're expecting so much from. Like I was expecting at least a battle, and that was so far from a battle. That was just an ass whooping. That was a spanking. That was take the town idiot out in front of everyone and beat the absolute piss out of them.
Beat the poop out of them.
And we were the town idiot tonight. The Cowboys were the town idiot, and it didn't feel good, and it wasn't fun to watch. I think there was one fun part, maybe two fun parts. But wow, that just I did not. I'm gonna do this, and it's just out of pity. It's not even fun to do.
Crack 'em
if
if
you
you
got
got
him.
'em.
Very
Hey.
sad. Crack them, but have to do it. Crack them if you got him.
I gotta
Hey.
join you.
Try crack.
Crack
I
'em
mean,
if
what
you
else do you
got
do in this situation?
So here's the reality heading into this week's game. Look, everyone was up, and we were up, we were up, we were down, we were up. Am I wrong or am I wrong? Okay, heading into week 5.
Am I wrong or am I wrong? Well, you didn't give me much chance to tell you if you were either.
Well, I'm hoping you think I'm right,
I thought you were right.
and then you tell me I'm wrong, and now we got a predicament. Okay?
Now we have an issue.
But what I'm getting at is the first 4 weeks we expected wins. We were 3-1, and then we knew this was going to be a tough game. So you mentioned it during the game that had we entered this game 4-0 and then lost like this,
It wouldn't be as bad.
to the
It wouldn't feel
49ers,
as bad.
wouldn't
4-1.
feel as bad.
Yeah.
But the fact that the Cowboys, we are back into middle.
We're a mid-tier
NFL mid-tier territory.
We're a
It
mid-tier team.
sucks.
We shouldn't scare anyone. Any team that has a chance to go on any type of playoff run, playoffs should feel completely fine playing against us.
Bandwagon
They're not
Bob
scary.
Bandwagon Bob says, cheer up, it's only week 5 and 2 losses.
Yeah, the issue with the 2 losses is they were the way the losses happened, and they were well. Now, if you look in the last 3 weeks, we're 1-2 in the last 3 weeks. I don't even want to look at the point differential over the last 3 weeks. It was just tough. It was just a tough game to watch. I was expecting the 49ers to be really good, but if they're as good as they showed today, and like they showed that they were very good, they're the team to beat in the NFL right now.
I always ask this: why the fuck did the Cowboys decide to play like kids? I don't know. Whatever it is, say what you want. Fill in kids for
Pussies.
whatever pussies, whatever you want to say.
That'd be my word, pussies. They
Yeah.
played like pussies tonight.
They don't play with conviction or like urgency or unfortunately I am talking about the defense, and this is ignoring absolutely all of the problems on offense. So, but the defense did come in. They played a lot, so I'm not going to knock them too much. But it was a pretty, like, I don't know, lackluster defense. It was like a nothing about it screamed like exciting or
Just everything. It was just awful. It was an awful
Yeah.
game. It started off. Well, we'll start from the beginning. I since the Cardinals game where we deferred and we kicked the ball off. I've been preaching it the last 2 weeks. I don't want to see us next week I want to see us start with the ball. I want the offense to start with the ball. I don't want the defense to go out there first. If the offense is going to go out there and go 3 and out on their very first drive, I don't want them to do it with the other team already having 3 or 7 points. Get out there and just do it on your first drive, and that sucks, right? But to go out there after a team has marched down the field and scored 7 on you, to then just go out there and go 3 and out, it's like a double kick in the dick. I just don't want to see that again. Take the fucking ball at the start of the game. That was my biggest takeaway from the start of the game.
Yeah, you were saying that right before when it was going on. You didn't know it happened. You were disappointed as soon as you heard that the Cowboys deferred the kick.
As soon as I knew we were playing defense against the Niners, I'm not going to say I predicted them to go down and score, but I was worried that they would go down and score, and they went down easily.
Yeah.
And scored 7. At least if the offense comes out, they have no pressure on their back. They're not down by 7. They're coming out there with a fresh slate. Hopefully they do something other than a 3 and out. And that's what they did against the Patriots. They came out and started the game off with the ball. They scored 3 points. Next week, Monday Night Football, when we're in SoFi Stadium, I really hope the Cowboys start with the ball.
Okay, so at halftime, the Cowboys did let the time run out. So they had a 3rd and 4 at the Dallas 25, or maybe it was 2nd and 4, actually.
Are we talking about going just before halftime?
Yeah. They made a passing completion.
So they threw that deep ball to Brandon Cooks. They
had
tried to go deep to Brandon Cooks.
Yep.
Brandon Cooks was open. He was one-on-one with Fred Warner. Dak whiffed on him. He threw it too far. The next play, Dak rolled out. He was sacked on 2nd down. So they still would have had a 3rd down and, I don't know,
2 timeouts, too.
and 2 timeouts, and they decided to just let the time run out.
Yeah.
Being down, I think at the time it was, 21-10? Yeah, it was 21-10. It was 21-10, about to be halftime. Cowboys had the ball, 2 timeouts.
21-7. In the second.
Yeah, 21.
Yeah.
So even more reason that you should have tried to. You're down 21-7. You're down 2 touchdowns.
Well,
Why not try to fucking do anything?
And even if you're going to punt it, what the fuck are you doing? Letting time just run out in the second when you're down is a defeatist attitude.
I get it if you have
sucks.
no timeouts or anything, but they still had time. Their whole playbook was open. They could have done anything other than just let. They had, I think it was 40 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time with 2 timeouts. Patrick Mahomes, I hate to bring him into it, but in a postseason game, he had 13 seconds with 3 timeouts and got down and kicked a field goal. So you're 2 big throws away. That just shows they weren't confident in Dak Prescott. They were expecting the Cowboys were expecting if they tried to get down in field goal range before halftime, they were more likely to have a turnover than to get into field goal range.
Well, it was at that point that I knew the Cowboys had lost the game, when they
conceded
and said, nope, we're not even going to try for points. And unfortunately, you're right, it was already 21-7 at that point, but
yeah, but that's more of the reason to now try to go get those points. Yeah. You're down 2 touchdowns and you're getting the ball in 30 seconds. Even 3 points there. 3 points there is huge. Going into halftime down 21-10. Instead of just deciding
now you're down 10-14 instead.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Do that. Anyway, they didn't. Cowboys did not.
Bob Quinn says 2 big throws away. You don't have a franchise QB. You have a Tony Romo. LOL.
I would fucking have loved to have Tony Romo today, to be honest.
What?
I would have loved to. I know he was saying that as an insult, but I would have fucking loved to have Tony Romo there today. Tony Romo was never had an issue with the deep ball. I don't know.
Aaron Wilsh says no beer was harmed making of this film. calling out the fact that we've had a couple drinks in our system, which is good.
We had a couple, yeah.
More than a couple.
Yeah, we had a few.
I think at the end of the day, like, look, everybody was voting against the Cowboys. So the fact of us beating the 49ers in week 5 was a massive long shot. What can the team take away from a game like this? So based on that laugh, not a lot.
That they're a couple, if not one tier, they're a couple tiers down from where San Francisco is. They're not in the top tiers of the NFL. That's what they can take away from this.
Okay, so we look at the teams that are in the top tier. So we're you don't
in the NFC. I'm saying San Fran. I don't think the Eagles are that good. I know they're 5-0. I still don't think they're. I don't think they're as good as San Francisco. I think it might be San Fran's kind of the top echelon of the NFC. And then maybe the Eagles are in that next tier by themselves. And then I think it's a bunch of teams in the 3rd tier that are battling it out to try to get into that 2nd tier. There might be a few teams.
Are the Cowboys still there?
No, I don't think the Cowboys are tier 2. I think they're tier 3 right now. I only think it goes tier 1's for me is the Niners. Tier 2's the Eagles. Tier 3's probably, you probably put 8 teams in there. I'd say there's 4 tiers for me.
And Cowboys are in
tier 3 for me. After this game, yeah. If they would have played a good game and lost by 3 or a 7, then yeah, I think they're good enough to still be in there with the Eagles. But after watching them just on Sunday Night Football get manhandled in every aspect of the game, it's hard for me to say that they're in a tier with the Eagles who are 5-0.
I'm ready. Look, I'm ready to throw these guys down to the fucking pits of hell.
You're saying tier 4?
I'll pizza hell him. Do you want me to?
Not really.
Okay, I won't.
But
I'm not gonna.
A loss to the Chargers next week, and we're 3-3, and stuff
Pizza
starts.
fucking hell.
Yeah, down with Clayton.
Pizza hell for the boys.
Seventh Heaven says, looks like God's favorite team, the 49ers, beat Satan's favorite team, the Cowboys.
You take your fucking money and run it where your mouth is, you piece of shit.
Well, if he bet on San Fran today, then he's definitely did. Oh man. Okay, let's look at some stats. Dak Prescott versus Brock Purdy. What do we got?
Bring up the stacks, Clayton. Bring up the fucking stats, son.
First thing, player stats, looking at the Cowboys here. I mean, we got Prescott going 14 for 24, 153 yards, a tutty, but then 3 interceptions. And now, I'm not defending Dak because he threw the ball, but it's not even the play. Like, I think that those were going to be interceptions every time. What were they doing calling those plays is more my argument. And, take it how you leave it.
Take it how you. I agree.
Then we go Pollard 8 for 29, 3.6 yards running.
AJ, could you actually go up for a sec and go to the just do the overview? Because I like how it shows down beside player stats, left, overview. Because it literally puts Dak versus
okay.
Brock.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's better. Okay.
So, and this really paints the picture of the game.
This is what we want.
This is what we want. You got Dak Prescott, 11 for 24, 153 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, and then you got Mr. Irrelevant, who's definitely becoming the opposite of what his name and draft status was. 17 for 24, 252 yards, and 4 fucking touchdowns. 4 fucking touchdowns. 4 fucking touchdowns,
Disgusting.
man. It's tough. It's tough. And then you get rushing yards, Tony Pollard, 8 carries, 29 yards, a lost fumble in the red zone that's not up there, versus Jordan Mason, 10 carries, 69 yards, 1 touchdown. This must have been when I checked out.
So CMC is not even...
No, it wasn't one of their top rushers. So I thought it was Ray McLeod that was scoring, but it must have been Jordan Mason, who was 24, that had scored that long touchdown. And then you got receiving yards, CeeDee Lamb, who's the Cowboys' leading receiver for 4 receptions, 49 yards. And then George Kittle, the tight end, who seems to be a Cowboy killer, 3 receptions, 67 yards, and the fucking hat trick.
Fuck off. 3 receptions, 3 touchdowns. The guy's a fucking
I didn't even put that together. Yeah, 3 catches.
All he's doing is catching touchdowns.
Just tugs. Just catching tugs, man.
And he fought for a tuggy on that. Look, the Cowboys ultimately played the first of all, I have to bring us back to the flow. The game flow. The Cowboys offense did not allow the defense to get into a flow. Now, that doesn't stick all game, okay? But it has an impact. And when we got into the second half of the game, we were figuring, okay, well, Cowboys are down, but maybe they're going to turn it around. We've seen that in the past. It did not turn.
We hoped. I was about to sell my soul to your brother just to get us in there.
He wouldn't have taken it.
But I didn't.
No, your soul's worthless.
You can't do nothing with a dead soul.
We're not taking that soul. But at the end of the day, it was a dismal game for the Cowboys. Man, they did not even put any sort of offensive. I don't want to say that they didn't put the effort in, but the production was nil.
It's nil.
Terrible offensive production, and you've got to work on that moving forward.
No one over 100 yards. Dak barely over 150, 3 turnovers. The Tony Pollard fumble in the red zone. Yeah, just very, very gross.
Nate Dogg says 49ers 1-0 when I wear a Vape 10 to beer festival. So
Nate, you're the only Niner fan that I'd like to see. Actually, if Moore had it, I wouldn't be too upset. But Nate Dogg, You're 1-0 against us this year, son.
Seventh Heavens coming in talking about slurring your words. Yeah, guess what? It's a fucking Sunday night football game. It's late.
We've been drinking
all fucking day.
Yeah, we slur.
So we're slurring.
We like to slur, baby.
We like to slur it.
I'll ask you guys this. If we had to pick it right now and give us the soundbite, for crack a player of the game. Let's get it.
Oh my God.
We have to. We have to do it. Get it in your brain. It's going to be tough to do.
We didn't do a Kraken player of the game for Arizona.
I know we didn't, but we...
Your Crackem player of the game.
Crack him if you got him.
Can we say Brock Purdy?
Oh my God.
No, okay. Realistically, I'm going to go with the only guy that scored a touchdown for us. It was his... I don't know if it was his first receiving touchdown. I want to say it was, but I'm going to go with Turpin. I don't know who else to give it to. I'm just like, I feel defaulted to give it to Kavonte Turpin.
You could go Kavonte Turpin. So yeah, Kavonte Turpin for the touchdown. You could say Ferguson, who was like 2 for 2. But yeah, Kavonte Turpin.
I don't know where else you go with it.
I'll go Kavonte Turpin as well for the touchdown.
No one else did anything, to be honest.
You can't give it to the defense after a fucking 42-10 loss.
And there was a couple guys that played all right on D. Actually, Leighton Vander Esch before his neck injury, and we hope his neck, there's nothing too fucked up with it.
I hope
had a pretty good game.
Exactly. I hope everyone in the game recuperates, comes back next week, week 6. But I would have to say, for me, and I'm going to switch it up just a little bit, boys, is Jake Ferguson.
Fergie, yeah.
Only 3 receptions, 28 yards, but it felt big. His receptions felt big. It felt more. And that's all I got.
I mean, even with Kavonte Turpin, 1 catch for 26 yards and a touchdown, and that's who I'm picking. Like, there really wasn't anyone that was worth it.
But the impact was more. So we're not arguing here. It's just this is what it is.
It honestly, in the blowouts, it's almost better to just go with no Kraken player of the game.
Yeah.
But it's fun to give it a go. I don't know. No one deserves. In my mind, no one deserves it. But if I had to pick,
we do withhold it.
we did. Okay.
We have, and we
we did in the Arizona one. We didn't give it out.
We're talking about it. We're not going to give it.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
So Sammy brings up a point. I want to hear. I want to hear sound from the sidelines because we need to know what the talk is when we are down.
They don't do them on losses.
They don't do them on losses.
No, they don't show them on losses.
The one thing, and I guess I'm asking you guys because a lot of people in the chat were saying this. Micah is going to leave the Cowboys because of this loss if Dak is still here. What do you think when you look? I mean, it's easy for us as fans to see shots of players on the sideline. How do you think this? What do you think a loss like this does to some of the players who are showing up week after week? Does it make them? Does it make it harder for them? Does it cause infighting? Like, do we think that there's a problem with Micah Parsons here?
Well, I'll put it this way: because one, we're not football players and we don't know what they're saying. Everyone has bad days at work, right? You have bad days at work, but just because you have one bad day at work, are you going to show up the next 6 weeks and be a little bitch about it? Or are you going to show up and do your best? So it's hard to say if today's going to affect them going forward or affect them going into practice for the rest of the week. Hopefully on winning teams, you try to just get past this loss as best as you can. You learn from it. You learn from your mistakes and you move on. That's what I hope they do. But again, this game is just in such a weird contrast to the Cardinals game because both were blowouts, but one team you were kind of expecting it and the other team you weren't. But I still feel equally shitty about this one as the Cardinals game.
Oh, but baby.
Which one of you two fucks just dropped that soundbite?
I did.
That was you, wasn't it?
I fucking did it.
You dropped it on me.
What do you think?
Clayton wouldn't have done that.
Clayton
doesn't even know he has sound bites.
Hey,
I don't got those. Look, I got
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
Hey, I got this. And that's what I hope.
They're NFL players. They're NFL players. They should be able to bounce back from it. They're professionals.
After a loss like this, all you can hope for is a bounce back, okay? It was not a good game for the Cowboys. It was not a good game for offense or defense. Both sides of the ball were, I don't know. How do you say?
Shitty?
Shitty.
There we go.
Dog
Thank
poop?
you. Dog poop. The poop was there, and
The
it was
poop was
laid
there.
all over.
It's like when the dog
offensive
is sick and it's wiping its ass all over the carpet.
Yeah.
Now we
Had
can go-
diarrhea and then comes in and wipes
Just
it all over.
dragging it.
Look, and we can
We just
go
got
back,
diarrhea all over the carpet.
We can go back to practice and decide who was at fault. It doesn't matter. The Cowboys have to improve their offense, and they have to improve their ability to move the ball against teams who want them to not move the football.
Right
okay?
now, you look like a sunburnt carrot top. I just keep like, I'll forget that we have a devil in the studio, and then I'll like focus on you for a second. And just,
You're like, AJ's talk. Oh, wait. That's not AJ.
like I'll be listening to you, and I'll just go completely out of what you're saying and just start looking at exactly how your face looks. And it almost makes me
So
fucking
Sammy
cry.
says he is too drunk to click that soundbite. And then Alicia Alvarez says, "Can Clayton say my name?"
Say it.
Alicia Alvarez?
I know, but I ruined it by saying Alicia Alvarez.
No, well, I mean, like, I'm either reading Alicia Alvarez or I'm not. Like, what? Let me see her name. Yeah, Alicia Alvarez.
Boom.
Alicia, let me just tell you, your name's not hard to say. Okay?
Okay.
That's a pretty easy fucking.
Show him the name Malik.
Anyway, at the bottom of the list of all of these fun things to talk about, what
yeah,
we gotta
fun
say
time.
is the Cowboys. There was some. I do have to say, Ant and Adam,
Yes. Clayton. Say it.
for
Fucking say it.
BW2. I do have to say there were some exciting things that we did see in some tosses to Ferguson. Ferguson does look exciting, you know, but it's just completely overshadowed by the debauchery
Yep.
of like missed plays, dare I say, here's the thing is I don't see enough, but I bet you if you look at the plays, there's going to be some missed throws.
Oh yeah, the all 22. The one thing I want to look at actually, and I've been doing a couple videos of just like quick reels of the all 22, but that segment just before halftime. That's the main one I want to look at. Like, 'cause I think it was the Brandon Cooks pass.
Something happened there.
It was the Brandon Cooks pass, then it was the Dak Prescott rolled out, got sacked, and then they just conceded.
I want to know what happened
So
there.
I'm interested to look back at that because we were all of us in studio were like, the fuck was that? Was a big bitch move.
All of us in chat as well. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, and I like how I just said I'm
Yeah,
part
adds
of
chat. Well, you are technically.
I'm part of chat and not part of the studio group. Like, all of us in chat, we were like this. Oh my God, Dak.
Emoji.
Emoji Dak. The fact of the matter is that like you look at a game like this. Yeah, there you go, Clayton. You look at a game like this and thank fuck it's in week 5.
Yeah.
Because having this later on in the season when you're pushing through all these other games and you have a certain amount of record and you're vying for the playoff spots.
Playoffs.
A game like this could absolutely crush your team in the second half of the season, I believe. So the only silver lining is that this is in week 5 versus, week 13 or week 15. Yeah, week 15.
Or the wild card round.
Or the wild card round. And I get what you're saying. It's like you don't want this to be like, wow, I would rather lose at this game and then win in the fucking playoffs.
Playoffs.
The thing that fucking oh god and I didn't want to look in the chat. Bocce says I'm crying, boys. Bocce's there in person at Levi Stadium, feeling it.
Boots on the ground.
We feel for you, bro,
We do feel for you, Boots.
and we'll be there with you next week. Right now, Boots, you're 0-2 this season.
Yeah, he's not doing too good right now. He's 0-2. Should we look at what we got going on in the next couple weeks, just to kind of maybe
move the chain.
maybe make us feel a little bit better for this post game?
Come on, man.
Just see what we got coming up. I know what we got. Obviously, next week we have the Los Angeles Chargers, which the CanFan crew will be there in person, and hopefully it's nothing
like we just witnessed. But then we got the bye week. I want to know what our next 5 games after the bye week are and just see if we can turn the season around. Because right now, 3-2, obviously there's a lot worse records that you could have. We're still in a wild card spot. We're still going to be in a good position to make the wild card spot. But again, when the Cowboys lose, it feels like it's the end of the world. So let's try to make ourselves feel a little bit better.
Do you dare you say, let's turn that frown upside down?
I'll try to. I'll definitely try to do that.
So Sammy's calling it 12-5.
Still be, yeah. I mean, you still have to lose another 3 games, so it's doable.
Kilo C saying, I'm taking a major Clayton vape right now.
From the depths of hell.
Fair enough.
Smoke weed every day.
After the Cowboys, we have the Chargers, who we're going to.
We'll be there live. Yep.
We are going to be at the Chargers game live when the Cowboys
Live on the field in SoFi.
travel to SoFi.
Well, don't say we. Anthony
won't be.
and AJ will be there.
As soon as we
AJ
go
will
off
be
air,
there.
as soon as we go off air, we're going back to the backyard and putting you in that hole where you came out of. We're putting the shed.
You
We're
know
moving
what?
the shed.
I'm not mad at it. I appreciate the timeout. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're getting a timeout till next season.
And when you get that decrepit soul AJ back,
We are fucking you up, Clayton. We are fucking you up, bro.
You're going back into the devil ditch.
then after this, okay. Can I go after Chargers?
Yes.
Okay. Rams,
But
Eagles.
so
Giants.
Cowboys, Chargers, bye week. Continue.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Chargers, bye week.
Okay, which we're winning. So that's 1 win.
Rams,
That's another.
Eagles,
That's another.
Giants,
That's another.
Another.
Panthers,
That's another.
Commanders,
That's another.
That's another.
Seahawks.
That's another.
another.
So right there, that's 7 wins after this loss.
It's not hard.
That puts us right there at 10-2. 10-2 seems
And then we
nice,
got-
doesn't it?
Eagles,
I feel like we have to split maybe with the Eagles.
Bills.
Who would you rather lose to? The Bills. I'd rather lose to the Bills than the Eagles. So we're gonna be.
I would rather take 1 loss to the Bills than either loss to the Eagles.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
So we lose to Bills, we beat the Eagles, Dolphins we beat, Lions we beat, Commanders we beat. Guys, we're finishing the season.
we're
finishing the season
fine.
14-3.
We're fine, bro. We're fine, bro.
We're fine. So what do we got for do you got anything chat wants to say before we get into final thoughts here?
Yeah. So Sammy says we'll go 12-5. Mr. Rad says Mike McCarthy calls plays just about as good as Joe Biden gives us speeches.
Joe Biden speeches on Instagram Reels and YouTube Reels and TikToks
are
are fucking,
amazing.
and so what some people do with them are hilarious.
Yeah, they're amazing.
They're hilarious.
For us Canadians.
Oh yeah,
Come on, man.
there he is right there, Sleepy Joe.
Seventh Heaven says, I don't understand how Micah Parsons is #1 edge rusher, yet he got no sacks in the game, 0 tackles, 2.
Yeah, he had very,
chill
but the issue is he had very low pressures. Very low pressures.
Our boy Ultra Cowboy comes in, and you know what? Ultra says these things, but you know he doesn't want to believe it. He doesn't want it to be true when he slags on them Cowboys because he's a Cowboys fan, but he says this team is 9-8 at best.
I don't know. After looking at the schedule, I have a hard time seeing another 6 games we lose.
Nate Dogg says Clayton ain't driving home tonight.
No, he's going into the backyard, and we're throwing him into that devil ditch, and we're putting the shed over top of him.
We're fucking beating the shit out of Clayton tonight. Sorry, Clayton. And then Mr. Rad says, bro, you are all not beating the Eagles. So Mr. Rads is not a Cowboys fan.
That's okay.
Okay.
And everyone has their opinion. Eagles don't look that good in my mind. Sorry, they don't.
Ryan,
They barely beat the Rams today. They barely beat the Commanders last week. I don't think they're as good as everyone says. The 49ers, never once did I say I don't think the 49ers were good. The Eagles, I don't think are on the same level as the Niners. I think we have a shot against them.
Fair enough.
Okay.
And I agree with you, Anth.
okay, so
I agree with you.
Thanks, Clayton.
thanks, Clayton. Ryan says nothing shows me beat Dolphins. I don't know what that means. But Ultra says this, and this is the common denominator is Dak. Kellen only put up 12 versus the 49ers.
It's true.
So we're looking at it
What did we put up today? 10?
10.
Fuck me.
I know, like 10.
Such a pathetic game.
42 to 10.
42 to 10. That's an ass whooping. It's an ass whooping.
And arguably, we should have a better defense than we did last year. Obviously, when we're coming into the 49ers game, we're saying, okay, we don't have Trayvon Diggs. We have Gilmore. So you kind of still have that one.
Bland went off the field with an injury.
Yeah, Bland went off with an injury. You still have that number one CB.
They didn't even challenge Bland, really.
And they didn't really even challenge Gilmore that much.
They didn't need to. They had wide open Ayuk, wide open. They just were the better team with every player. Every player was better. Offensive line was better. Defensive line was better. Linebackers were better. Wide receivers were better. Running backs were better. Their whole team was better.
Kilo C says, "Fuck you, dickhead."
So final thoughts. Final thoughts. Let's get final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Ultra Cowboy says 49ers winning the Super Bowl.
I mean,
Get out of here, Ultra Cowboy. I'm sick of that.
to me, from any of the football I've watched this year, because I've watched some of the good teams in the AFC, the best team in the NFL right now is the San Francisco 49ers. They are.
And I would just want to tag that with the Dallas Cowboys need to work on their play calling per downs, man. Like, I just think that they've made some bad calls per downs.
Yep. Bad calls. Yep.
Okay, so final thoughts. What do you think we need to do?
That
was our final thoughts. It's up to you now.
It's up to you now.
I said I thought the San Francisco 49ers were the best team in the NFL.
Oh, I thought
Clayton said what he said, and now you're supposed to say your final thought.
My final thought is that I think Mike McCarthy really needs to adjust the way he's calling it. Possibly the Texas Coast offense isn't the way to go. I don't think actually we even saw the Texas Coast offense today. We saw a lot of like long shot plays here. We saw Dak go deep.
We saw Dak being scared.
And
Dak looked scared.
Yeah, we saw Dak Prescott not feeling very confident in himself. So my final thoughts is fuck me, dickhead.
Fuck me, dickhead. All right, we're very down to earth here right now. We were off a huge high last week against the shitty New England Patriots, which we shouldn't have been happy about because they got their asses spanked today. For Clayton, BW1 over there rocking the Millennium Falcon. And your boy Anthbess over here, waiting for the outro music. We're going to try to get better as a Cowboys team. And I know we're trying to say this every time. And I guess it still works for a loss. If you know someone who doesn't like the Cowboys tomorrow,
go fuck yourself!
I was just letting Clayton do it.
Hey, we'll see you guys Wednesday.
We'll be back Wednesday. 6 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m.
Much love, much love, much love.